Dale the Bullgryn and His Misadventures in Lupercalia, Part 1. It was a battle, Lupercalia. The seemingly endless amounts of Tyranids ravaging the surface of Moloch seemed to exceed many of the guardsmen's estimates. The war was ferocious, space marines from smaller chapters pocketing areas of tactical value throughout the city. Their bolters ran off as they chugged through their magazines, the miniature rockets ripping apart biomasses as if they were balloons filled with water. A thunderhawk screeched through a cloud of flak as their air was soiled by the fragmentation and black air, but it was nothing compared to the cruelty of the Tyranids. They shifted through the sky, giving chase to a small squadron of the Thunderhawks, no doubt carrying reinforcements to the inner capital. As the Thunderhawks weaved between buildings, using them as cover, the rear entrance was melted open by a direct hit, exposed to the air, showing the battle beneath. Soon after, a hail of gunfire spat out from the plane's rear, destroying a couple of the biomasses. One of the swarm members shot a streak of acid, to which the pilot responded with a sudden sharp ascent. The aircraft could have been no more than a couple 100 feet from the ground when this occurred. However, as the aircraft climbed, its passengers held hard onto the railings. The Marines tightened the rails with an unbreakable grip. Their arms would tear off before they let go. However, all the Bullgryns swung around on the rail. The Marines only gave glances to their similarly sized but less than average intelligent Astra Militarum counterparts. All four except one. Dale the Ogryn. As the Thunderhawk pulled up, Dale did not join them. Even though he gripped the bar as hard as he could, the metal gave away. Either rust or from age, or poor assembly, he fell to the bottom of the aircraft, to where the ramp would have been. The Bullgryn felt a moment of panic as he put his arms out to brace for an impact at the drop ramp, but it never came. As he fell through the gaping hole of the aircraft, he saw the faces of his comrades. His new bonehead, Ogg, watched in horror as he couldn't react fast enough to grab him. Dale saw the aircraft going higher, but he was still falling. He tried to reach out and grab onto the plane, but nothing was there to grab onto. And as he fell, he plummeted through the oily, black, burnt flak smoke, encasing him in darkness. Dale could only flail his arms helplessly as he could not see anything. After what felt like a few seconds of confused screaming, Dale came shooting out of the smoke and down towards the surface. He was likely no more than a couple dozen feet from the ground when he heard a screeching howl beneath him, along with some lasgun fire. And then, squish. Dale felt a hard surface crack under his back, as it suddenly felt soft. Dale panicked, trying to get on his feet, afraid his legs would not work after the fall. He felt a slimy goop wetting his pants as he looked around. There was a moment of silence, and then a sudden burst of cheering. Dale turned to what he landed on. It was one of the big, bad bugs, and one that was a little taller than himself. Dale was confused as to why a bad bug had tried to catch him.
"Stupid bad bug! Dale's too heavy for you!"
Dale soon heard the sounds of many footsteps. Scared, he whipped around his shield to protect himself.
"More bad bugs? Dale'll squish all of you!"
A vocoder voice broke out from the crowd.
"Bullgryn, stand down!"
It was a bunch of the Emperor's helpers around him. When Dale realized this, he slightly lowered his shield to look at the man who spoke to him.
"Hello?"
The guardsmen twisted their helmet, and it came off with a small hiss. Some short length of brown hair flopped out, and revealed themselves to be a young tan woman. Dale had never seen guardsmen wear bulky armor like this, only the flimsy flak armor which he could bend like cardboard if he wasn't careful playing with it. The armored woman spoke.
"Bullgryn, I'm Sergeant Auroras of the 10th Squad, Bravo Company, 3rd Battalion, Koskins."
She gave Dale a sharp and attentive gaze with the purple eyes. Dale had trouble remembering all those words. He only really picked up on her name.
Hello? I'm Dale of,
Dale couldn't remember his unit's name. Some of the Koskins looked to Sergeant Auroras, seemingly confused.
"Well, no matter, Dale. Come with us."
Dale looked to the skies, looking for the Thunderhawk he fell from. His usual deadpan face now sapping into a frown. He was abandoned by his squad. Sergeant Auroras picked up on a sudden mood change due to the Ogryn's very obvious sad face.
"I'm sure they'll look for you once this is over, Dale."
She winced, trying to give the friendly giant a reassuring smile, fully knowing how strong a Bullgryn really is.
Come, Dale, let's get inside.
Dale felt compelled by the sergeant. She was one of the Emperor's helpers, after all, wasn't she? Vanguard, they call me. My mom and my dad don't, and neither do any of my friends. I appreciate the listening onto my fan story of Ogg the Ogryn. If you haven't heard of it before, I recommend giving it a listen. It's very entertaining, and the characters are so endearing. You can find them on Nomans' channel, which I'll post below in the description. If there's an interest for this series, perhaps I'll continue it, perhaps not. Thank you for listening, and please let me know what you think below.